Hello everyone, it's 2009 here, and welcome to a video that I've been talking about for quite a while now, and that is Fireman Sam What Ifs. It's exactly the same as Thomas and Friends What Ifs, but the questions are about Fireman Sam. So let's get into it. Mario Bros Movie Fan 2016 asked, what if Fireman Sam ended after Set for Action? For a while this was the finale. The show was axed after Set for Action but was revived in 2020. However, I never found out about this until the summer of 2022. Set for Action does feel like a nice finale, to go with the whole Hollywood theme, which is far more theatrical than the main show. And the fire on the key is significantly more severe than the other fires in the show, making it more finale-like. Considering how rubbish Fireman Sam became after this film, Set for Action would have made a great finale. TobyFan919 asked, what if Fireman Sam ended after Heroes of the Storm? Heroes of the Storm was a great Fireman Sam film, however, the film was a new beginning rather than a finale. I think many people, myself included, would have been upset if this was the finale, because we want to know what happens next. Damien Hendricks asked, what if Fireman Sam ended after the Great Fire of Pontypandy? This was a great film to conclude the early CGI series. However, if it concluded the whole show, then CGI Fireman Sam would have had an even worse reputation, because it would have ended before it really had a chance to have a good series. Oliver Warner asked a few. 1. What if Norman, Elvis, Sarah James and Station Officer Steele stayed in their original personalities in series 5 or 6 onwards? This would have been better. I like Steele in the CGI series because he was funny, but the other characters you listed just became a bit annoying, especially Norman. But if they kept their original personalities, then the CGI series would have been more enjoyable. 2. What if there was an episode where Trevor retired from the fire service in series 5? To be honest, there was so many changes between series 4 and 5 that I think it was worthy of having its own movie. But I could see an episode where Trevor progressively struggles on emergencies, and he eventually decides to retire. He gets a big retirement party and lives the rest of his life driving his bus around. 3. What if Sue Si-hung, I probably butchered that, voiced Jodie, Christina and Annie, as well as Mrs. Chen and Lily? To be honest, I was never really a fan of her Mrs. Chen voice. I think if she also voiced the newbies from the later seasons, then the characters will start to sound the same, like they did in series 6 and 7. 4. What if Sam's Forgetful Day was adapted for series 1? I don't see why it would be any different. I think it would fit just fine in series 1. 5. What if Kirsten Chenoweth, Azuma Duba, Tom Hanks, Jack Black were introduced in Set for Action and referenced their characters? It would be weird having more celebrity voices in Fireman Sam, but it would be cool though. And it would be nice if they referenced their characters, but there might be some licensing issues involved with this. 6. What if there was an episode in series 15 where Hannah and Jodie go back to the caves to learn more about marine biologists, and Hannah does get to see the starfish? To be honest, the last 4 seasons were so forgettable it would hardly make much difference, but it would be nice to see some continuity. 7. What if Norman Price and Mandy Flood's friendship was written like Thomas and Percy's in the Nitrogen era? It would be nice to see them helping each other, but this would seem very out of character for Norman. 8. What if Pontypandy's Big Show was like a real special with Elvis as the main character? If Pontypandy's Big Show were to actually be a special, it would need some serious retooling, but it would be nice to see Elvis as the main character, like how Percy was the main character in a couple of the Thomas films. George Roberts asked, what if Fireman Sam had a special episode or film that explained all the changes between seasons 4 and 5? Or series 3 and 4 in Welsh order. I was talking about this earlier, but we needed something like this. It's literally as if the characters were time-travelled 10 years into the future with no explanation. I'd say this would be more important than the gap between series 5 and 6, because we can write the CGI series as a different canon, while series 4 and 5 are definitely the same timeline. And that is everything. If you want a part 2 to this, then all I need is some more comments. And with that, I want to thank all of you for watching, see you in the next video, and goodbye for now.